Welcome to this brief comparison between the Certified Actuarial Analyst qualification and the Actuarial Fellowship qualification. I'm John Lee, one of the tutors from BPP Actuarial Education, or BPP ActEd for short, and in this video I'll be explaining the difference between the two roles in a company, the different exam routes, and the connections between them. At the end of this presentation there will be links to follow-up videos for those who want more details on the CAA exams or the support available. Actuaries perform the statutory roles of valuing liabilities in pensions, life and general insurance, and ensuring that proper provision is made for these liabilities. They assess future risks, build models, and interpret the results of those models. Actuarial analysts, on the other hand, provide technical support for a team undertaking actuarial or other statistical or finance work. Typically, they will be involved in collecting the data and then processing the data through the models prepared by actuaries, and then sense-checking the results before reporting them to the team for interpretation. An analyst only needs a broad understanding of the actual work being undertaken. Now, since analysts do not undertake the statutory roles, they are not permitted to refer to themselves as actuaries. Naturally, since an actuary is more qualified and holds greater responsibility than the analyst, the pay they receive will reflect that. Next, let's have a look at the entry requirements. Most actuarial employers prefer fellowship students to have a good degree, typically a 2-1 or better. However, you can become a fellowship student member with at least 2 A-levels or equivalent qualifications, with maths being grade B or higher, or a pass in the CT1 exam. However, job openings for these students are limited. To become a student actuarial analyst requires passing the entry exam called Module 0. Its syllabus is based on the FAC and Stats Pack courses written by us and includes topics such as algebra, calculus, probability and statistics. Since this is a new qualification, the openings available for these students are not yet clear. To qualify as a fellow requires passing 15 professional exams, whereas to qualify as a certified actuarial analyst requires passing 5 modules. The first fellowship exams are the 9 core technical subjects. The equivalent under the analyst route are the first 4 modules. Next, a fellowship student would be required to pass the 3 core application exams. The equivalent under the CAA route is Module 5, which corresponds to Part 1 of CA2. A further 2 specialist technical exams and 1 specialist application exam are required for the fellowship route, whereas there's no equivalent under the CAA. In addition, students on each route will need to pass an online professional awareness test, OPAT for short. And fellowship students require 3 years of work experience supported by a learning log, whereas CAA students require only 1 year of work experience. Qualifying as a fellow typically takes 4 to 5 years of part-time study, whereas it is anticipated that qualifying as an analyst will require only 2 to 3 years of part-time study. Let's have a look at the structure of the examinations. Since Module 5 is very similar to CA2, we're just going to compare the CT 1 to 8 exams to Modules 1 to 4. The CT exams are all 3 hours in length, whereas the analyst modules are 2¼ hours. Fellowship exams are written papers requiring extensive calculations, knowledge recall, and higher order skills, whereas the analyst exams will consist of 65 multiple choice questions tested on a computer. Questions in the CT exams range from 2 up to 25 marks, and therefore the time taken per question ranges from 4 to 45 minutes, whereas the time taken per question on average in the analyst exam will be about 2 minutes. Therefore, whilst questions will involve calculations, they won't be anywhere near the same level as the fellowship exams. The grades awarded to fellowship exams are pass, fail A, fail B, fail C and fail D, whereas the analyst exams will simply be pass or fail. Fellowship exams are taken twice a year in April and September, and the analyst exams will also be twice a year in January and probably June. The fellowship exam allow a range of calculators including Casio, Texas and Sharp, whereas the analyst exams only allow the Texas TI-36 to be used. The fellowship exams have a hard copy of the tables available, whereas only an online version will be available for the analyst. Scrap paper and written calculations on the actual exam paper are allowed in the fellowship exams, whereas only an erasable noteboard and pen are allowed in the analyst exams. Finally, exemptions may be obtained from the fellowship exams given a suitable result from a university with an exemption agreement with the profession, whereas according to the FAQ document on the profession's website, there is no current plan to offer exemptions to students with actuarial degrees on launch. However, this would be reviewed by the IFOA on an ongoing basis. Whilst the analyst and fellowship qualifications are related, they are two separate routes to different jobs, and so students must decide which route they wish to take, as they will only be permitted to take exams from their track. Since some IFOA students currently on the fellowship pathway might have started on the analyst pathway had it been available, the profession is offering a limited window of 15 months from the 3rd of November 2014 for these students to transfer over and gain exemptions from some of the CAA modules. A pass in any of CT 1, 3, 4, 5 or 6 will gain exemption from the entry exam module 0. For the rest, passes in the fellowship exams listed on the left will give exemptions from the corresponding analyst exams on the right. These exemptions will be granted free of charge. However, passes in any of the CAA modules will not generate exemptions from the CT examinations or from CA2. According to the profession's website, a conversion course to enable fully qualified certified actuarial analysts to transfer over to the fellowship pathway will be considered in due course if there is demand. So what support is available? Well, the existing BPP ActEd resources for the fellowship exams are not really suitable for the CAA exams, because they're pitched at different level, they focus on a different skill set to the one being tested, and consist of longer written questions rather than the short multi-choice questions. So we have worked closely with the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries to create bespoke comprehensive study support for CAA students whatever their budget. The bronze package offers a textbook, whereas the silver package builds on this by adding a range of self-study resources, including multi-choice online tests and practice exams. And finally, the gold package adds online tuition for each topic and tutor support for all your queries. If you stumbled your way through this video but have no idea what the CAA is, then why not click on the link to the overview of this qualification. For further details on the contents of the CAA exams or the resources available, then click on the appropriate links below to take you to short video presentations. Alternatively, you could visit the link to the profession's website at the bottom of the page, or our website bppacted.com for CAA queries. Thanks for watching.